How's it going, guys, and welcome back to the channel and today's episode for the Sunday news. Before we get into my top news stories from last week, I do have some Helldivers video here on the PlayStation. If you haven't checked out Helldivers, I'm actually getting a disc release this week, which we'll cover in this week's release dates. But it's certainly a game that I think is worth picking up. It's a lot of fun. The way that its mechanics works with the community, the twin stick shooter, a little bit of an RPG element, leveling up your character, upgrading, things like that. It's actually pretty fun for a $20 price tag. I think you get a lot of actual entertainment and a lot of value out of the game. So again, I highly recommend it if you haven't picked it up yet. So with that said, we'll go ahead and jump into last week's news topics that I found most intriguing or most interesting. Two bits of news involving Blizzard, one coming out of Gamescom. There was an interview that I read where during an interview with some of the developers of Blizzard, they were just kind of talking things out, involving Legacy of the Void and kind of where they're taking StarCraft 2 and the StarCraft franchise. Legacy of the Void will mark the end of StarCraft 2 officially. It'll be the last expansion for that game. And from what the developers had said in this interview, it could possibly be the end of this character's storyline. This end of not necessarily the universe, but just this particular storyline, this particular situation with these characters. And there could be a possibility for a StarCraft 3 to come out later with new characters, new storylines, new things to go about. But Legacy of Void will mark the end of StarCraft 2, which I think a lot of us kind of already had it figured, pegged that it was going to be the last. But it is nice to hear that they are still kind of kicking around the idea of continuing StarCraft, because I think StarCraft is a really great game. It's a great franchise, and I think I'd hate to see it go away. In the same interview, he also mentioned that after StarCraft 2 was done and they've gotten everything done with that they have kind of thrown the idea around of picking up Warcraft again as an RTS game. I know they did. I think they stopped at 2 with Warcraft, and they've talked about bringing it back as well. So this could be interesting to see. Maybe they take a break away from StarCraft and kind of jump into a Warcraft RTS and maybe put out a new game and a couple expansions for that. Give them a chance to build up some new lore, some new storylines for StarCraft, and then maybe jump back into it. Or maybe they take a break from RTS and really start focusing on Heroes of the Storm. The new MOBA that they're really working on. So, and I know they just announced the new expansion for WoW. So they got a lot of stuff going on. At the same time, I understand that they're not going to let their other franchises fall to the wayside. Blizzard is very good about taking care of their franchises. So it'll be interesting to see what comes out of that. And then another kind of interesting story involving Blizzard was somebody had recently posted that they had listed some job openings on their website, and some of the criteria, if you will, for these job postings was they needed individuals who had a very good understanding of the Diablo universe and how it works. Now again, this isn't something that's confirmed, set in stone, but if you see a job listing like that or you see a story like that, you can't help but think, are they working on a new expansion for Diablo 3? I wouldn't say it's a new game, because that would be way too soon for a new Diablo 4, but a second expansion for Diablo 3, that could be very possible, I think. Again, hasn't been set in stone, nothing is concrete, but again, could we be getting that? Is that something that could be coming down the road? Does it come to the console on another disc, or is it an actual DLC? It brings up a lot of questions that I think are worth keeping an eye out for to see if we can get some answers coming down. I would say sometime next year, hopefully, maybe might be able to see some of those answers. But it does look like Blizzard is definitely keeping its finger on the pulse of its franchises and keeping everything going in the right direction, rather than tapering off and letting certain things die or putting certain things on a far back burner to focus on some other stuff as well. So it'd be very interesting to see what Blizzard does with not only StarCraft but Warcraft and now Diablo as well. So switching over to more console-based games, Smite officially went out of beta and is now official release on the 19th. That's when it will become official out for everybody to play for free. Again, you can get it off of the Xbox Marketplace. The one piece of information that did come out in that story is if the Founders Pack, which is the $29.99 pack you can buy within the game, because currently right now you can purchase the Founders Pack, or you can buy individual gods, skins, things like that through microtransactions. What the Founder Pack gives you is access to every god currently in the game, so it unlocks everybody. I believe you get, I think it's like 400 gems. You get some you get a special skin and a special voice pack for a couple of the gods. But the main feature is getting all of the gods and then getting access to all of the new gods as well. So every god that's in the game or coming to the game will be unlocked for you. The important thing to keep in mind with that is that the Founders Pack will no longer be available for sale after August 31st. So if you haven't purchased it between now and the 31st of August, if you want it, you need to go out and get it, because it's going to be gone after that. Then you'll have to get the gods either by grinding out crystals and things in favor like that to unlock them, or buying them individually via the microtransactions. So if that's Smite's a game you're going to put some time in, I really recommend buying that, because you're going to get the best bang for your buck with that. So, and then speaking of games, being released last week, Fallout Shelter got released to Android after being out for about 2 months for iOS for Apple right after E3. So that's finally come to Android. Again, another free-to-play game. There are microtransactions within the game. The nice thing is you don't necessarily need to purchase anything to be able to play and be successful in the game. And the game does not require internet connection. You can play it offline as long as you want. So good on Bethesda and those guys for putting out a mobile game that actually may be worth putting some time and effort into, and isn't just a time-sucking cash cow like Clash of Clans or something like that. So, and then lastly, with Fallout, they did announce with Amazon, if you pre-order the game on Amazon, you'll get a 10% discount when you go to the checkout. So if you're not in a hurry to get the game right away, or you have a Amazon Prime membership where you can get it overnighted for free, and you want a discount, you can get it on there and get a 10% discount as well. So. And then the last bit of news that I wanted to cover was, and it doesn't really necessarily affect us right now, or maybe even not at all, but Sony announced that the PSN Plus subscription in the UK and Europe for the single and 3-month membership is getting an increase in price. Didn't say how much that increase was going to be, but they did say they're going to raise the price on that. And the reason I wanted to bring this up in this video is currently right now, if we're going to switch gears to the yearly subscription, PSN is $49.99, Xbox is $59.99. If they're raising their prices on a membership, which I think is quite odd to do in the single and month, because who really buys those in the first place? And now if they're going to be more expensive, you're really not going to buy those, which means they're going to need to make up that money somehow. I feel like if this isn't something that works out, we could see a raise in the yearly from $49 to $59, which would bring it on par again to Xbox. So I think it's something to just keep an eye out for. I think right now, personally, I enjoy the Microsoft online service more than I do the PlayStation. And so I just feel if PlayStation is really, or Sony is really looking to improve their online service with the PSN, they could potentially raise this and raise it across the board in all areas. So I think it's something worth keeping an eye out for. So as well. So those are the bits of news for last week that I found the most intriguing and the most interesting. Now I'll go ahead and go into the release dates for this coming week. Again, this will be the release dates from the 16th to the 22nd. On Xbox, you have Zombi I'm not 100% sure what that is. It'll be on the 18th. And again, Smite officially comes out of beta and will be a active game on the Microsoft on the Marketplace on the 19th. On PlayStation 4, you have a game called Volume, that Zumbai or whatever. On the 18th, you have Helldivers, the Super Earth Edition, which I mentioned is the disc-based version of the digital download of the game, and then it comes with the 2 expansions or the 2 DLCs that they had with it as well, all in one disc. That's also on the 18th. And then on the 21st, you have Risen 3 Enhanced Edition. So that's your PlayStation 4 releases. 3DS has LBX, Little Battlers Experience, on the 21st, and then Vita gets the portable version of Volume on the 18th as well. So those are your release dates for the coming week of the 16th through the 22nd. So, like I said, guys, I really do appreciate your guys' time and support of the channel. I do apologize getting this video up a little bit later. Got a little busy Sunday night, couldn't get everything put together in time. So I'm certainly appreciate you guys taking the time to watch it on a different day. But also wanted to give you an update on the channels. We'll have an update video coming out tomorrow for Tuesday topic. That's going to be a Destiny update video. There's been some further explanations that have been provided in the last week or so that I kind of want to go over. So I'll have that as a Tuesday topic, and then on Thursday I will have my second episode in the Dark Souls 2 Let's Play. Hopefully there are not any more, let's just say, poor deaths or poor decisions, however you want to look at it. So again, guys, like I said, thanks for your time, thanks for your support of the channel, and I will catch you guys next time.